What's going on over here?
Due time.
Uh-oh.
You like my package?
Oh, that looks like about a $80 package. It says Volvo on it though. That maybe it's
I don't know.
500.
Add a zero. A little $5,000 box. I should just leave it on the porch, shouldn't I?
I mean, is that gold?
There might be some gold in here. It's a nice little part, but that should get me back. You know, it's idling right now.
Hey.
And I had to put my flip-flops on for the occasion.
I was wondering, you know, didn't see work boots. I figured no work was happening.
You know, I've been retired for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Going on 3 weeks. Just been living life. Living right.
You don't even know how to act.
So I get here and I see oil running down the back of the bucket. I'm like, well, that's probably not good. So I look at the coupler and I don't know what's leaking in there, but something's leaking in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's you know, it's not
That's
water.
that new advanced lubrication system.
We won't have to grease that. And then I looked up here, and now for some reason the stick cylinder appears to be leaking as the whole side of the boot is covered in oil. So it's just been going great. It's been going great.
So the outlook for work getting done is quickly diminishing.
No, as soon as these go on here, we're going back to work.
We'll just keep putting oil in.
Oil, yeah, we'll put oil in.
Perfect.
We're going to be like, you know, loggers always travel with buckets.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start bringing buckets to work.
Can't cost any more than the buckets of fuel.
See how many buckets we end up with before listen to the beeps. Aren't the beeps great?
Ah, that's like when you don't put your seatbelt in,
Yes,
you just ride down the road.
It just lets you know.
You'll get used to it after a while.
Yeah. Let's put the bucket back on. So.
Oh, there he goes.
It's hard to do it when it won't go over 800 RPM. We almost stalled it out of here.
That's like me trying to mow with that 25 horsepower PTO tractor I got.
Is it gas or diesel?
Gas.
Oh,
Oh, it's horrible. I'm gonna make it into a toy for the girls to ride, and that's
it's
it.
just more beeps to let you know that there's still a problem. So we're going to put these in here.
Do you want me to put that in the safe?
You might need to.
Well, by the time the video comes out, it'll already be on the.
It'll be.
Yeah. Yeah.
We will lock the door though.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't want anybody running off.
Yeah, I already had to come out here one time and chase people
Chase
off.
some stuff off.
Yeah.
Did they get a good half day's worth of work in today?
Yeah, they got a lot.
Maybe get a whole day in tomorrow.
Yeah. Miss Beely Goods come out of her semi-coma and wants to know what the hell I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've awakened her with all
I
this.
said we rode down there and I showed you everything.
She hasn't noticed all this.
Yeah,
sitting
she
in the
has,
front yard for 2 weeks,
yeah.
3 weeks.
She
2
thought
weeks.
I was only clearing like 7 acres.
Oh, okay. Did you
I told her that.
tell her that she didn't get the full memo?
No, I told her you went on a rant on your own.
Oh, okay.
Come on, you know I didn't take the trip. What are you talking about?
I mean, literally, that's.
I mean, look back there.
I mean, I think we've only cut probably 2 acres, so
Yeah,
that 7 acres is really going to probably open it up.
yeah. She does like the way it looks though, going through there. I can't cut any to the right or left of this first part of the path because it's like a, you know,
That's
like
our
a.
buffer.
Yeah, I said we're not cutting
We're
that.
not- yeah.
See,
See,
I mean,
if that's going to be 7 acres, you know, this is a quarter acre. To be conservative.
yeah.
It's just how you explain it to her.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your footwear. I just noticed that.
Oh, you like that? Well, yeah.
Did you put that shirt on as soon as you realized I was standing out here?
No, I'm not that big a fan.
Okay.
I had it on all day. I even went to the job site like this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you get out of the truck?
Yeah, I went in and did some work until a tractor trailer showed up and dropped off equipment.
And you're
I've
like-
been waiting on since October.
Oh, great.
So now I can actually start working.
Now you can work.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll be back here soon to work too. Hopefully. So as with everything that leaks, it normally doesn't get better. So I'm here today. I'm gonna go ahead and take this cover off and see if I can figure out what's leaking in there. So I got the cover taken off, which took a little bit of time. There's a hydraulic little piston in here for the safety lock for the bucket, and it appears to be, there's like a little nut back here on the back with a hole in the side of it that appears to be like a pressure relief or something, and it's dripping out of that. So I got to figure out what the deal is with that. But AMI will know because they built it. Phone call time. Oh, it's an exciting day. Found a place that, oh, I forgot to tell you, Cat called me and told me they wouldn't build the radiator for that dozer because they were short-staffed and short on resources or understaffed or something like that. But I found a local radiator repair shop that would tackle doing something like that. So maybe it worked out for the best. Cutter's back. We got a fair amount of wood drug out. He come back and cut all day yesterday. I guess the big news is the excavator's fixed. We'll knock on some wood. He got everything put back together on it yesterday, and I'm ready to take off to the back there and start digging some stumps up. So I'm gonna put some grease on the bucket pins and take the drone for a little flight, and we'll see how open it is now. I think he cut probably a few more acres yesterday, so it ought to be opened up pretty good now. And we are off. I'm gonna head on back here to the back. Oh, I was supposed to, well, I can't, I'll do it later. Come back up here for lunch. I was supposed to stack some of that brush up so that he's got more area to clean up, but there will be more. So what I'm gonna do today is, once I get down here and kind of figure out what we got, I think he wants me to stump him a skid road all the way to the back there to get the rest of the wood that they cut yesterday. And I'm gonna go ahead and work on that and just get him a trail cut in there and blade it off. And once he skids it a few times, it should pack all the stump holes full and keep making progress. All right, so I'm down here where the burn pile is. We've got a makeshift skid path through here. What I'm gonna do is take off right in here. I just put the stumper on, pop some of these bigger stumps out, and get over there to probably about where they started cutting that fresh wood down yesterday. Get him a nice trail cut through here, and it'll just make his life a little easier skidding all that stuff out of here. So I got him a nice little skid road, stumped all the way up there to where they cut yesterday. I just threw the stumps over here to the side. I'm going to go over here and work on getting all these stumps dug up. I'll probably end up doing another burn pile down here and another one over there. I'm going to, like I said, I'll go over here and work on getting this stuff cleaned up. And I left a few stumps in here just because it's a little bit of a wet area. That way it'll kind of help keep that a little more solid. So I might need to put the bucket back on and stack some brush up. But as you can tell, I got plenty of drags from where they have been skidding down here this week. I may do that, go ahead and grab some of that and stack it up, get some room opened up, and then come in here and sort all this up. Probably just do another pile right over there and just have several. That way I'm not having to move it so far. Look at all these treetops. Yes, sir. I'm just going to add to the end of this pile. I don't want to stir it up too much. I might accidentally set them ashes back on fire that are still nice and probably warm in there. I don't know. I do know one thing. There's a good chance if I pile all this brush up over top of that end that's burnt, I would have a fire by the end of today. Not quite ready for a fire just yet. I am, but the weather conditions aren't exactly right. We got a little bit of rain, but we need some more before set all this ablaze. The good news is it's set here for another 2 weeks now, and it's dry. Easy. This is going to be one of those you just kind of set on fire and get out of the way type fires. So I can go ahead and pop all the stumps up from this little area. There's still some in here. It is nice to have all the brush stacked up in a nice row there. Yeah, it's gonna be a toasty fire. Must be a Billy good. See what he thinks on the progress made. Is this thing gonna pick this up this high? Will it stay is the next thing. Oh yeah. Big bonfires. Here, and laying everything towards this burn pile, and then on the next one I'm gonna go out there in the center and open up an area and then clear outwards and pile everything into the area that I've already stumped, and do a second burn pile probably somewhere right in there. That'll be a good central location. Just as much as fuel costs now, you just try to keep everything, you know, handle it as least amount of time as you have to, you know. Instead of taking all that, pushing it, tracking it, bringing it up here to burn it, I can just do separate burn piles. It's all got to be moved anyways once I do the pond. I'll end up digging a big borrowed pit somewhere and I'll dump all the ashes and junk in there. But as far as moving all this brush to one spot, burning it, it's just not cost effective with $5.50 a gallon diesel fuel. Up on top of brush, but you kind of got to do it sometimes. You got to be careful. When you go in there hot and heavy to grab it, there's a stump in there. It can get a little violent. At least the dirt seems to be coming off the stumps pretty good. A lot of these hardwood stumps down here in the bottom, they don't have the deep root system, at least the poplar trees, that the pines do. I don't think that might be a pine stump right there. Let's see if we can compare the difference. Well, the difference is that didn't pull up. Is the difference. So going through this, it's actually probably just as efficient to just use the bucket. Once I get a big area stumped or cleared out where all the big stumps are, I'll probably just put the stumper back on. It is a little more easier to get up the big stumps with the stumper attachment. Like this one would be easier, but by the time you take it off and put it back on every time, just use the bucket, dig these up, because it's a whole lot easier to grab brush with the bucket. more of a root ball on it, then most of them have a good long tap root. So I'm liking the clay I see from the pond. It's not as deep as I was hoping. It's only about 3 or 4 feet before it gets down to another type of dirt. So it might be a skimming project where you just skim the clay off that is good. I don't know. I'll have to, when the time comes, dig some good pits and just kind of assess what we got. I got enough brush over there. I'm just going to keep piling this up right here because I'm going to need a lot of brush to burn for all those stumps. And I can get him to start dragging it when I get this pile cleared out around, dragging it over here instead of that pile. That way I got plenty of tops to burn and keep a nice hot fire. Still a lot of stuff to clean up, a whole lot less than it would be if we didn't cut any trees out. So it is worth our time to get rid of the brush, go into a good source too, getting the product out of it. A little bit of timber, mostly pulp, but better than burning it all. Made it all the way over here to the skid road that I cut in this morning for him. Just dragging out. Looks like some hardwood, one saw log and some pulpwood. Finishing this up and I'll head back in the other direction. Burn though. Yeah, man. Bake on these for a day or so. The rest of that dirt should come right on off. Alright, well, I'm going to head back over here to where the new burn pile is going to start, and go ahead and stump an area for that, and get some room opened up. So hope to get, well, I gotta take my radiator and go get fixed on the dozer, and it's gonna lose an hour and a half or so out of that. But I'd like to get all the way to the creek channel, well, the first ditch right there today. I think I can. We shall see. If not, there's always tomorrow. Wood stumps on the back side of the second pile now. Got a pretty good little pile here. I've gone around and I stacked some of that up, but I came over here and I got all that this morning. I'm coming back here where these bigger trees were, and I raked up most of the brush with the bucket on, and now I put the stumper on them. I'll come through here and try to pluck some of these out, knock some dirt off of them. Dug up a mixed pine stump behind me, and that thing gave me a fit. But I dug on it for 7 or 8 minutes. Wish they were all old poplar trees like this. You just kind of pluck them right out. It's going to be interesting to see how these gum stumps right here do. Just kind of got to keep breaking them and dropping them. Got so many roots that hold so much dirt. Do that a couple of times, it gets most of it off, and then I always like to take it and just lay it over here to the side, and it'll get some sun on it. If you have it upside down, it'll finish drying that dirt out rather quickly. Then it'll just crumble right off. They cut it so close to the ground I can't see any of the bark left, but I think that's what it was. So it appears to be some decent topsoil down here. I'm going to try to salvage that when I do all the stripping. Stockpile that over to the side and kind of cover up all the clay that I'm going to be digging out. Nice to come back and sit in the excavator for a day. Been catching up on all my little small projects, and I'm ready to start back on this big one. Come on. Must be another stump right here. There it was. have been two. Got some good tap roots in this old low ground. They've had plenty of moisture and the roots just go right straight down. Come on. This is when you almost need somebody, if the D6 was working, to come over here and just kind of tap it. About when I make a couple passes around it, and it'll just push that, it would just ease it right up out of the ground. But hopefully there's not a crazy amount of big stumps like this. If there were, boy, this would be quite the project. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why don't I just leave all these down in here? Well, the problem is all this has got to be cut out because it's still not deep enough for a decent pond. It would only be about 5 feet deep right in here, and if I left all these stumps, well, when it filled up, they'd only be about 3 feet underwater. Then everybody would tell me, why didn't I dredge? So that's the reasoning behind that. I'm gonna yank a couple more of these out, and then I'll set the camera up outside. I got a row of big stumps behind, well, they're smaller ones. Should make a good video plucking them up from. I think it was a good day today. I got everything stumped from pretty much this burn pile all the way down to that tree. And you see all my piles, it's kind of hard to tell because it is kind of all piled up. But once I get all that condensed, all this area is pretty much stumped. And tomorrow I'm going to go down there and work on there to those trees and come back around and get all that cleaned up. And then if I have time, probably come over here and get started on this side where the pond dam goes. As you can tell, there's a fair amount that's got to come out right there.